Hey there, Brickheads. Good morning to you. Happy Wednesday. Halfway through the week, y'all. Hope it is going well so far. I know my week is going great because it's Wednesday, which means it's a wild card Wednesday. So before we begin, as always, I do want to say just thank you so much for listening in, whether you are listening on your favorite podcast platform, or maybe you're a visual person and you just want to check me out on the YouTube page. I really appreciate it. I have loved, in fact, recent episodes. It got a lot of play recently, and there has been a lot of interaction. And I will tell you that that is the motivation for today's wild card topic. And that is the fundamental question: is Lego a kid's toy? Is Lego for kids? And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to try my best to answer this question, but let me go back a step. Last week, I did a news and rumors, and I did it on, the focus was two main sets. One was the new Disney Beauty and the Beast castle, as well as Bag End. My criticism of Bag End was essentially the price, but the set itself I think is really fantastic looking. But the bulk of that video really centered around me and my gripes, really, is what they were, with the Lego Beauty and the Beast castle. And I'm not going to get into it too much here. I will just tell you that with a critical eye, I'm not a fan of the set. I'm sure there are a lot of people out there, and as I found out in the comments, there are a number of people that are very excited about this set, and I think that's great. Like, if you're excited about this set, I'm happy for you. But me personally, I'm just not enthralled with it. I don't like the color scheme. I don't like the size. I don't like the dimensions. Like I said, it feels very disjointed. And here's the deal and why I bring all of this up. In that video, I always say, leave me comments. I love hearing your thoughts. If you're watching on YouTube, it's an easy place to leave comments, and a lot of you did. Some of you agreed, some of you didn't. A lot of you had really, really good points. But there was one listener in particular who was very grumpy with me. And here is his comment. It's from Adam Forbes 656. His comment, very succinct. He said, "So tired of adults complaining about Lego. You do know it's made for children, ... right? So sorry you didn't like the set, but I guess all of the joy Lego has brought you doesn't matter? What are you, capital U, what are you thinking? ? Adam, I appreciate the comment. You know, if you're watching this episode, I hope this can be my answer for you, because my reply to him, I did give a detailed response, but I essentially just said that I think we're going to have to agree to disagree, because this is where I don't believe the statement that Lego is made for kids is really as true here in 2025 as it has been in the past. Now, let me get into this further, because I've thought a lot about this. Okay, I have gestated on this comment, and I've really gotten into the fact that I firmly believe here in 2025, kids are the byproduct of adults buying Lego. I mean, the saying is adults welcome, right? And let me get into that further, because, you know, lo and behold, as if manna from heaven, the Lego Financial Annual Report just came out, right? It came out last week. And as if I needed further proof, let me just tell you a couple specs from Lego's highlight page, because most of the financial report, obviously, it's really not that interesting. I mean, it is just that. It's a financial report of how is Lego doing. But its highlights page is really interesting, because here's what it says. First, it has 840 documented products in 2024. You know, asterisks there, right? You know, BrickCast lists over 900, but Lego on their thing said 840 products. 46% of those were new here in 2024. And they're doing pretty well, okay? Their revenue is 74.3 billion Danish krone. Okay. In USD, that translates into over $10 billion in revenue in 2024 alone. Y'all, that's a 13% increase from 2023. And, Lego itself is valued at like a $13 billion company. And so they did well. Lego did really well. And you got to ask yourself, how and why? And here's the thing. I don't have the inside track, right? We don't get to see what sets are doing well, what sets are doing poorly. The strategic design of, when they say, this is what we're going to do this year, we don't get that inside track, right? I am not an employee of Lego. But here's what I can tell you. In 2025 alone, we have 44 sets already slated for the 18 plus line. And let me get into that, okay? The 18 plus line used to be a creator expert, or just the expert line, right? It was a 16 plus range for those more complicated, those more advanced sets. But in 2020, they ditched the whole expert line moniker and they relabeled it 18 plus. If you've not been in a Lego store recently, it is an 18 plus Lego set because it's usually a black box, very simple black box, and usually it is a larger set. And here's the thing, okay? Let's get into just some simple statistics. In 2024, there were 74 18 plus sets, or represents about 9% of the total catalog. And again, those numbers kind of fluctuate a little bit because of how you list it, but I'm going to take it strictly off of brick set numbers. So 74 in 2024. In 2023, we had 61 sets with the 18 plus moniker. In 2022, we had 58. In 2021, we had 53. And in 2020, we had 23 sets. Okay? And so there is steady growth here in the 18 plus line. And if we needed further proof, let's go back to that financial report highlights page, because it's not just about the money that they're making. Lego is choosing to tell you what are their top, what they want you to know as far as their 5 greatest themes, right? And at the very top is Lego icons. The top 5, the 5 popular themes that they've listed: icons, Star Wars, Technic, City, and Harry Potter. And if that wasn't all, right below it, they're themes that we've extended and we are super proud about extending. Lego Botanicals. Okay, let's take a look at that real quick. First off, Lego Icons is the quintessential 18 plus line, right? Of those 74 sets in 2024, many of those were under the Lego Icons moniker. But also Lego Star Wars. And here's the thing. Star Wars, Technic, and Harry Potter, you think of those things as, oh yeah, they're kids stuff, right? But they're really not. I mean, if you were a 10-year-old getting your first Harry Potter book when Harry Potter came out, you're pushing 40 now. I hate to tell you this, y'all, but time flies. You are pushing 40 if you were into Harry Potter as a kid. Now, not to say that kids don't still love Harry Potter. They absolutely do. But Harry Potter, Star Wars, Technic, they've really grown with us. I work at a middle school, and I will tell you, Star Wars really isn't a big deal. Honestly, Star Wars, it's the people that are 18 plus, And this is what I get back to, is the 18 plus are the drivers of the market. They're the people with the wallet, Icons, Star Wars, Technic. I mean, there's so many. I think a 5-year-old would look at the big, huge bulldozer or the crane in a Technic set and they'd be like, wow, that's amazing. But they're not the ones buying that set. It's an AFOL that's buying that set. Let's be real. And in Star Wars, yeah, there's lots of kids' Star Wars sets, but there's not a 10-year-old out there or at least there probably shouldn't be. There might be a couple out there, I guess. But for the majority, overwhelming majority, it's not the 10-year-olds that are buying the $850 AT-AT or Millennium Falcon. Those are adults. Those are me. I'm the target audience. And so when people talk to me about, Lego's a kid toy, yeah, you know what? Once upon a time, it really was. But I just really no longer think that that is the case. And you can see that from 2020 all the way up to 2025. There is an increase in that catalog line. And here's the other part. I don't know if you've been into a Lego store lately. I was just there last week buying my T-Rex, my Jurassic Park Fossils T-Rex, 18 plus T-Rex set. Yeah, 18 plus is like 10% of the catalog, but if you walk into a store, I'm willing to bet it's about a third of the floor space. About a third of those shelves are filled up with 18 plus sets, because you have to also understand that the 18 plus sets tend to be larger and more expensive, and they just take up more shelf space. It's just a simple fact. And so, yeah, you may have a lot of tiny sets out there that are marketed to kids, but the main, like the big delicious ones that we're all looking at and we are all salivating over, they're 18 plus monikers. And I don't say this as a negative to Lego. I just say it as Lego is a company that, they are evolving with the times. They're in, ultimately they are a business. They're in the way to make money, right? And there has been this shift. And then you might also say, then Steve, like, why? Why was there a shift? And I was thinking a lot about this one too. I got to tell you, I think a lot of it comes down to COVID. Not that we want to relive it, but we all remember 2020, 2021, right? No one could leave. If you're a collector, not just in Lego, but if you are a collector in general, you will know that 2020, 2021, collectibles exploded. Like, they literally exploded on things that you could collect. The prices for these things shot through the roof. And I think there was a realization across the board that it wasn't about the kids. It was about adults. It was about millennials, Gen Xers with some disposable income that could buy a piece of their childhood or relive a part of their childhood. I mean, again, like, it's not just Lego. Comics. Man, I mean, if you saw the price hikes in comics, like, it was absurd. Pokemon cards. There are Charizard first edition holos from the base set that go graded now for hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's absurd. And you did not get this before COVID. Action figures, gaming consoles, and Game Gear. Like, these are things that I've always been a collector, right? I've always been into collecting these type of things, and it's just stuff I track. And it really exploded. Like, I just cannot get over how the price hike on things. Like, I have just beside Lego, because I can't get enough of collections, I have a ton of Yu-Gi-Oh cards still from my youth. And people always like, why do you collect Yu-Gi-Oh cards? Those are for kids. This is circa 2002 or whatnot. And now these vintage cards, you get them graded, they are worth high dollars. Or those comics that weren't worth the paper they were printed on, you have select keys, and again, graded, you can make really, really good money off of this. And now, granted, a lot of the collectible market has come down a little bit. You can't, the prices that you saw in 2020, 2021 are not the prices that you see now here in 2025, which is really a good thing. It's the market has stabilized. But going back to Lego and going back to a business where their product is to sell as much of a product as possible and get the biggest bang for their buck, it wasn't just Lego. But Lego really did see this where, adults were a market, and they weren't just a market. They were the market, and that is why We have $1,000 Death Star coming out this year. There's no 12-year-old walking around going, you know what, I'm going to blow $1,000 on a Death Star. That's not who that set is designed for, y'all. It's designed for an adult. It's designed for someone who maybe has, they're back in the game, they've come out of the dark ages, and they want to relive their childhood, or they want to relive some great memories that they've had. And here's the byproduct. And here's what I think Lego learned, is that when that adult, hopefully, they've got kids. And when that adult walks in that Lego store, because maybe the kid has dragged them there, right? The adult then goes, oh my gosh, is that a Dune ornithopter? Because if you're tuning in on YouTube right now, you can see I got a Dune ornithopter next to me. This set is absurdly cool. It is absolutely amazing. And you cannot tell me that this set right next to me, it's not made for a kid. It's not. It is an 18 plus set based off a science fiction book from the 60s. Okay? It's an adult movie. It's an adult set. Adults welcome. And here's the deal. When I'm an adult, I walk in there with my kid and I go, oh my gosh, is that a Dune ornithopter? Man, I love Paul Atreides. Now, that adult is shelling out $200, $300 for the set of their dreams. And then the byproduct becomes, oh yeah, kiddo, I forgot. Let's go ahead and get you some BrickHeads, or let's get you that, that city police car or fire station or something like that you like, but it's only a $30 set. So, now instead, when we were kids, right? In the 80s, you literally went to the toy store for kids. There weren't many adults in that market that went, okay, we're going to the toy store because this is for mom and dad. Here in 2025, there are just as many adults shopping for these products. And it's not just Lego, action figures. You see the Star Wars sets, right? The 6-inch, the black line, all of those. They're geared towards adults. Companies have figured this out. They have figured out that their product, if marketed correctly, is really a product that they can make more money on. And so, yes, it is 10% of maybe the product line, but I guarantee you, not only is it a third of the shelf space, but it's got to be at least a third of their revenue. We're talking 77 sets in 2024, and I would love to know how much money they made off those 77 sets. I am willing to bet those 77 sets were the driver for everything else. It's not the keychains. It's not the small 4+ sets. It's not the 8+ $30, some stormtrooper thing. It's that AT-AT. It's that UCS set. It's that UCS snowspeeder. It's the Titanic. Did you see the Endurance last year at Black Friday? That thing is still on back order. That's like a $280 set. There's no kid out there. There's no 8-year-old that goes, well, the Endurance, you know what? I'm a huge Shackleton fan. That is a set designed for adults. And here we are, 6 months out, and you still don't see it in stores. That is the driver. And again, I don't say any of this to complain. I really don't. It's kind of like if you're in my shoes right now, it's really like the golden age to be an adult in Lego. The only issue, honestly, is the price. It's more and more expensive every year, and it is a harder and harder buy-in. But you can't argue that for the most part, the sets that they are producing now are better than ever. They're cooler than ever. They're more diverse than ever. And they are geared specifically towards you and me. So, going back to that comment, Adam, it's not made for kids. Kids are now the byproduct. Lego used to be made for kids. It used to be a building kit that you gave to your kid, and they put together those 2x4 bricks and created something out of their imagination. Now, does that still happen? Absolutely. But we started to see that shift way back in 2007 and 2008 when architecture cleared the way and modulars cleared the way, and Lego started seeing, oh, there's a market for this. All right, cool. They're willing to pay some money for some Lego sets that are geared towards adult. And then you had a confluence of amazing things, and that was COVID happening, where basically locked everybody in their house and they were going stir crazy. And the only thing they could do was shop online. And they're like, you know what? I'm going to buy myself a Lego set. And at the same time, Lego said, we are marketing to adults. Adults welcome. That honestly could be the other thumbnail for this video. Yeah, it's a little clickbaity. I don't want it to sound scandalous because Lego is still inherently, people will say it is a kid's toy. But again, going back to what I've just said, I think you can argue now more than ever, Lego is for me, the AFOL. Lego is for you, or if you're an 18-pluser, Yes, are there anomalies out there? City is a good example of that. City still remains very popular, but I don't know if City is a driver for Lego. Do you know what I mean? Like, City is that thing where, because kids are always going to be excited. Kids are always going to have their face planted against the glass looking at that amazing set. But if they didn't get that T-Rex, or, they're not the ones going, ugh, Beauty and the Beast castle. They love anything no matter what. You get them that janky City set that is the police car, that is the 86th version of that police car. Now, if you're an adult like me and you have all of the others, you're sitting there with a critical eye saying, come on, Lego, innovate, give me something new, be creative. If you're looking at that Beauty and the Beast castle, which I don't like, it's because I have the background to say, I've got Cinderella castles. I've seen what you produce, Lego, so I'm expecting you to continue to produce. That 6-year-old, they don't care about that. Their face is going to be glued to that glass no matter what, and they're going to be happy with whatever set they're going to get. The goal is, can we get mom and dad? And if we can get mom and dad to be excited about this, to be into this, because they're, you always see those memes, right? Where the kid and the dad are starting to build Lego, then suddenly the kid goes off and plays, and the dad finishes the Lego set. If we can get mom and dad into this, the kids will follow, because the kids are just excited. The kids are always going to be excited. So Lego understands this. They understand that kids can be a byproduct now. Kids don't have to be the driver. And why? Kids don't have the credit card. Kids don't have the cash. Mom and dad have the cash. So while they're in there looking at those little sets that the kids are going to be excited about, mom and dad, hey, I don't know if you know this, but the Titanic's sitting over there. Or a motorized lighthouse is sitting over there. Or an amazing Dungeons and Dragons set. Remember, Dad, when it was the 80s and you were playing Dungeons and Dragons nonstop? There you go. There's your new set you can get. And you know what, Mom? If you don't like that, guess what? We have expanded our Lego botanicals. So you can get yourself a wild pink flower bouquet. You can get the new flower pot. Yes, it's a $110 set, but look at this beautiful flower arrangement. Come on. Guys, don't tell me Lego is a kid's toy anymore. It's not. It is something that, and I really think this is beautiful. It's really for everybody, But again, as a business, Lego knows. Lego's not stupid, and you can see this. This year, I guarantee you we're going to have more than 74 18-plus sets. It gets higher and higher every single year because they understand. Because at the end of the day, they're there to make money. They want their Danish krones, and you know what? They do a pretty good job of getting all my money. So there you go. There is my hot take. I absolutely would love your thoughts on this. Again, you can be grumpy, you can be happy. It doesn't matter to me. I love the interaction. The previous video that I had, like I said, the news and rumors last week, I think there was a good 50 comments on there. I answered them all, and some people, actually I would say 99% of people made some really gosh darn good points, and I absolutely love it. So I would love it in this one. Do you agree with me? Do you think I'm onto something? Do you think I'm crazy? I would just ask, if you're going to leave me a comment, look at what I'm talking about with a critical eye. Look at the evidence in front of you. Do you think I'm right? So I don't know. There you go. But with that, I love a good Wild Card Wednesday, right? I love going down the rabbit hole and just seeing a topic. So I guess what I should say to end this is Adam. If you're out there and you're listening, thank you so much, because you gave me an opportunity to learn and to grow and look at a topic and really go, oh, we can get some direction of this. And so I appreciate you. Absolutely. And I got some other commenters out there, Rufus the cat, Renee Turner, I'm listening to you guys, and I do love the interaction. So, but anyway, until Monday, when we come back with some latest news and rumors, because like I say, April is right around the corner. Some very exciting sets coming out, like 'em or hate 'em. Some very exciting sets coming out. But until then, I'll just have to catch you on the next one. Thanks. Bye-bye. How it's supposed to feel.